Well, we all run for different reasons, whether to escape, maybe to push yourself, or maybe just to be with friends.
One of the most rewarding ways for running lovers to get out and jog is with a marathon.
Here to tell us more about the Heartland Marathon are Tom Whitaker and Darren Conda. Good to see you, gents.
Good morning. Good
Thanks for
morning.
stopping
Good morning.
in. We want to learn about running today, so it's going to be informative for us because Kelly's started running a little bit more now. I'm trying to run.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I was
had one
forced
outing.
to run on
She had an
Saturday.
outing.
I did not do it out of my own pleasure, but I would like to get better at running.
Well, quite simply, it's one foot in front of the other, but there's a lot more to it than that. To start out slowly, and basically, a lot of people start out running and walking. You run slowly for a couple blocks and then walk and run and walk and kind of build up to running full time. That's a very good way to start.
Well, now,
and Darren's more the elite runner than I am. I've always been very, very slow. I've been running for a long time, but Darren's the real runner in the group here.
so tell us first about the Omaha Running Club.
The Omaha Running Club is essentially a group of all volunteers that have been put together to effectively promote running in the Omaha area and really to support a lot of other community runs and such. We host about 9 events each year, with our signature event being the Heartland Marathon. And then with the marathon, we've not only have the marathon, the signature event with the 26.2 mile race. We also have a marathon relay that allows anywhere from 3 to 5 person teams to participate, so you get to run a short segment. So if you're not 100% up to running the full marathon, you still can run and be around all of the marathoners and be in that segment and really learn a tremendous amount about running by doing a shorter segment of the event. And then with that, you also have a half marathon, so anyone who wants to run the 13.1 miles, or a 10K, which is 6.2. So really an opportunity for all levels of people to be able to participate in our event.
I've never run a marathon, and I don't know that I will ever get to that point. I would like to think I would, but I don't know that I will. If I wanted to take part in a marathon, how do you get started? Where do you even begin, and how do you start training? What are some of the most important things you got to think about?
There are a number of schedules that are available online. Runner's World magazine has a great wealth of knowledge on running. You can go on their website and get training programs for all kinds of distances, marathon right on down to 5Ks. Follow their training programs, and you can do it.
But in general, if you're not a runner, how much running do you need to do to be able to run a marathon? Like in general, what do you have to do in advance?
When should you start training?
When should you start training for a marathon? Generally, most programs, and we recommend anywhere from 16 to 24 weeks to plan. So you're definitely a few months out for doing an actual marathon.
So it's not for procrastinators.
It's not for procrastinators.
Not for me.
Really to build up your body. Yes, there's a few people out there that are in very good shape, do a lot of cross training and physical training that could step up to do the marathon in the matter of a few weeks. But for most people out there, it's in that 16 to 24 weeks. With the first 4 weeks just being kind of a general run walk, essentially coming off the couch here and getting out and just being active, moving around. And then stepping into a 16 to 20 week program, like Tom identified through Runner's World. There's a ton of tracking ones. There's a number of the gyms around the area. And then the Omaha Running Club, we actually sponsor essentially a marathon training program or a distance training program, but that essentially starts off in April. So you can still join into that group, but it's really an April through fall focus for our training group.
Is it the muscles in your legs that you're training? Is it your heart and the endurance? What impact does it have on your body? What does your body need to prepare for?
Well, your legs and your heart and your lungs all need to be trained and to get used to running long distances and learning how to breathe. Nutrition is also important to learn what agrees with you and doesn't agree with you before a long run. My recommendation to people who want to do a marathon, have never done one before, is to at least a year and a half, 2 year base to go out and start running, build up to, and you're only supposed to increase your mileage like 10 or 20% a week as you go forward in order to avoid injury. There are programs out there that get people off the couch and supposedly running a marathon, in a couple months, and a lot of times that just leads to injury and frustration. So you really need a long period to get ready for your first marathon. And then, as Darren says, to have a 16 to 18 to 24 week training program and not do more than, I have never done more than 2 marathons a year. That's always been my limit, one in the spring and one in the fall.
Now, is this a Boston Marathon qualifying race, did we hear?
Yes.
So you qualify for the Boston.
Yes, you will qualify.
Okay.
Technically, right now, at this point, we have the course measured, and we don't have it certified through because of a small construction change from last year where they were working on one of the levee segments in the Council Bluffs area where a portion of the course goes through. So that is in the process of being, it will be approved. It is a Boston qualifying event.
So how can you qualify? Do you have to hit a certain time, or how does that work?
Yes.
Essentially to qualify for Boston, you have to have an age graded qualifying time. So each individual, whatever based
It's
on your
different
age,
depending on- yeah,
age
depending on
and
age.
gender,
Depends on age
you get
and gender.
a graduated time and such.
So remind our viewers, what's the best way to get registered for this marathon right now?
Well, we have several different opportunities. We have a website, Omaha, heartlandmarathon.org. You can go on there and there's a registration button. You can go to omaharun.org, which is our club website, and also find the race there and register. Or you can go directly to Get Me Registered, which is our registration company that does registrations for us. So you can go there and you can also register there too.
There's a number of different runs you can participate in: the full, the half, the 10K, or the marathon relay, which would be more our style. Kelly, to be honest
Sure,
with you, if we
yeah.
had to do it at
I'll
this
run.
point.
I'll run like 500 feet. You do the next
I'll
leg,
do
then
the
we'll
next-
switch on and
the
on.
next-
It's a little longer than that, but you
I'll
can
do
do it.
maybe
Oh, you
a
can do
mile.
it. You
Yeah.
can do it.
So the easiest way, just go to heartlandmarathon.org and type in morning blend when you go to the register, and we'll give you a small discount today of 10%. And then we're actually going to run that all the way through August 15th. Is that
August
Tom?
15th.
August 15th.
Uh-huh.
So
Bingo,
anyone who's
bango.
I
watching,
may
That's
not
not
be
like-
there this year, maybe next year, guys. It might
Yeah.
take me 5 years to actually prepare. So,
But
well,
again-
you.
We're also excited to have a special guest this year. Bart Yazzo from Runner's World Magazine, the chief running officer for Runner's World Magazine, is our special guest this year. He's been all over the world doing races in all 7 continents, climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, done the Badwater 160 from Death Valley to the top of Mount McKinley, and he's just a great guy.
So he's a stud, right? He's a
yeah,
stud.
yeah, well, I guess you'd call him that. Yeah.
Heartlandmarathon.org
Thank
is the website. Guys, thanks a lot.
Yes.
Good luck
All right.
with the marathon.
Thank you.
thank you.
On